walk off, have some time to himself, sit down, soak it up, and come up with what he need to do.
T.I.'s son, King Harris, has been arrested after not appearing in court and some other things connected to his act.
So him being arrested isn't really like the shocker. It's him coming out and his, I guess, reaction to it, right? Because everybody's saying, King, you grew up privileged, bro. Why are you going down this path? Now he's talking about F the police, F12. So, you know, it just...
The hip-hop world thrives on controversy, but every once in a while, the story breaks that feels less like industry gossip and more like a dark urban legend unfolding in real time. Right now, all eyes are locked on Georgia's prison system, where King Harris, the son of legendary rapper T.I. and R&B powerhouse Tiny, is caught in a storm that no one saw coming. This isn't about flashy cars, wild Instagram posts, or reality TV drama. This is about survival.
Reached out to me looking to make a deal on behalf of T.I. and Tiny. And I told Steve Sale that my clients want justice. So if the deal involves Tiny and T.I. turning themselves in and admitting to the crime that they've committed, then fine, we got a deal. But if it does not, then I would prefer to have the investigators do their work and to bring criminal charges against Tiny and T.I. Reached out to me looking to make a deal on that.
Reports spilling from inside the prison read like the opening act of a thriller. An ambush in the shadows, chaos rippling through the block, and a young man left bloodied as guards scrambled to contain the fire.
I graduated. That's the only good thing they posted of me going viral. I'm not on the media's good side. I don't know why, but it ain't.
But here's the chilling part. This isn't just about one fight. It's about a family name that once symbolized power and privilege, suddenly becoming a magnet for envy, anger, and danger. And it leaves us with one pressing question. How did the child of hip-hop royalty, raised in luxury and fame, end up fighting for his life in a place? Don't translate here. The rules behind bars are brutal and simple. Loyalty matters, toughness matters, silence matters. Anything else? Irrelevant.
Think I ain't told my son, his mama, and his grandmamas, his ass going to prison. If you goddamn keep it up, his ass going to prison.
They hit money. Like this being shit. This being shit. No, I'm being real. You lying. You lying. You up here flagging. You're cat.
King, however, walked in carrying a persona that worked against him from the start. On the outside, he was known as the flashy kid with stacks of money on camera, a mouth that couldn't be checked, and an air of invincibility. In prison, that made him prey. Inmates reportedly ridiculed him, pointing out the gap between his online image and his privileged upbringing in a mansion. A former inmate put it plainly, the guy acting the hardest is usually the weakest, and weakness gets eaten alive in here. For King, the entertainment persona that boosted his social media became a neon target painted across his back. While King was being stitched up in the infirmary, the Harris household outside those prison walls was cracking under pressure. Sources say T.I. hasn't slept, calling lawyers, political allies, anyone who might pull favors.
I really admire his dedication and commitment to the craft because, you know, I kind of told him, you know, what was wrong about it. Making mistakes. I ain't had no daddy who would pull up and get on my ass anytime. Things I did, you can't get away with.
I know that.
Man, damn. Yeah, that's I ain't see that one coming. You
Really?
know what I mean? Nah, I didn't.
Tiny, on the other hand, is mobilizing her own network, pressing media contacts and attorneys for solutions. But rather than uniting in crisis, whispers say the couple is clashing hard behind the scenes. Tiny allegedly blames T.I.'s tough love approach for steering King down this path, while T.I. reportedly points the finger at Tiny for being too lenient. Friends close to the family suggest their private arguments have turned volcanic. What was once a reality show picture of family unity now looks like a dynasty fraying at the seams.
This stuff up. The officers walk up, and instantly it's bad news. They smell weed. Then they notice a gun sitting on his hip. At that point, they already know they're taking him in. When they ran his name, it got even worse.
And while mom and dad battle over who's responsible, their son's life hangs in the balance. But the question hanging in the air is why this happened at all. Why target King? Inside prison and across the internet, the rumor mill is churning with one word: contraband. Some claim King may have been caught up in a shady deal that soured, either refusing to play his role or making the wrong enemies. In that world, betrayal doesn't get resolved with words, it gets settled with fists and blades. More disturbing, a source alleged that King's name was tied to a smuggling ledger, which could have made him look unreliable to serious power players inside.
It been able to do that if it wasn't for Family Hustle. Right. That does come with some, it's some adversity. There's some adversity to come with that. People get in your business and you can, kind of woo-saw yourself outside of the public opinion.
And then there are those cameras, conveniently offline at the exact moment of the ambush. Officials say coincidence, but insiders scoff. As one source bluntly put it, cameras don't glitch, they get turned off. Whether fact or rumor, one thing is clear: this wasn't random. Someone wanted King silenced, and they wanted it done off the record. This isn't even the first time King's name has sparked chaos. Remember that viral Falcons game moment? The one where T.I. put his own son in a headlock during a heated public argument? That scene alone had social media tearing the family apart.
I graduated. That's the only good thing they posted of me going viral. I'm not on the media's good side. I don't know why, but it ain't.
Sparking debates about parenting and privilege. People thought that was King's low point. Now, compared to prison chaos, that looks like child's play. Add in the shadow of old allegations tied to T.I. and Tiny, claims they denied. But that never fully disappeared, and you get fuel for the fire. Inside those prison walls, gossip spreads like gasoline. Inmates reportedly mocked King about his parents' scandals, using humiliation as another weapon against him. Combine family controversy with his online persona, and the resentment inside built like a pressure cooker waiting to explode. For many inmates, taking him down wasn't just about King. It was about tearing down the Harris legacy itself. But while fists leave scars, the psychological damage may cut deeper. From the moment King walked through those gates, he was a standout. Celebrity bloodline, reality TV fame, luxury upbringing. Those things don't blend you into the crowd. They spotlight you. Some laughed at him for trying to play hard while they knew he'd grown up surrounded by bodyguards. Others saw him as nothing more than leverage, a pawn in the ruthless chess game of prison politics. Former inmates say it bluntly: you take out the famous one, you make a name for yourself. For King, every day isn't just about physical survival. It's about carrying the crushing weight of being hunted, mocked, and used as a pawn. And that kind of pressure breaks even the strongest. Meanwhile, outside, the Harris empire is cracking under public scrutiny. Other family members are getting dragged into speculation. Rumors about paternity disputes, lawsuits, and past scandals are bubbling back up. Once a symbol of success through music, TV, and business, the Harris brand now feels like it's drowning under wave after wave of bad press. Tiny reportedly wants to push a narrative of King as a victim of a corrupt system, while T.I. is rumored to be preparing a scorched earth campaign against prison officials, leveraging every political string he can pull. But whatever their strategy, one thing is undeniable. The Harris name, once a shield, has now become a bullseye. Fame that once opened doors is now magnifying every crack and weakness for the world to pick apart. Zooming out, King's story reveals a brutal reality that extends far beyond one family's tragedy. It forces us to confront the truth that fame and money can't rewrite the codes of survival behind bars. In fact, celebrity often makes you more vulnerable. Money might buy lawyers, but it doesn't buy safety. Clout might buy followers, but it doesn't buy respect where it matters most. For some, King's ordeal feels like karma catching up. For others, it reeks of conspiracy and corruption. Either way, what's undeniable is that King Harris has become a living example of what happens when fame collides headfirst with a world that doesn't care who your parents are or how many people follow you on Instagram. So the question now is, where does this story go from here? Will T.I.'s influence be enough to protect his son, or will it only make him a bigger target? Will Tiny's protective instincts bring him relief, or will they only highlight his vulnerability? Can the Harris family weather this storm intact? Or are we watching the unraveling of a dynasty once thought untouchable? One haunting truth remains. Inside those prison walls, your last name doesn't guard you, it exposes you. And fame, instead of a shield, becomes a spotlight that makes every weakness impossible to hide. King Harris's future is uncertain, and fans are left asking, are we witnessing the fall of a legacy or the first step in a redemption story no one expected?